mortals. Once they conceived tools to dominate life on Earth, they focused their abilities on dominating each other. Empires rose and fell as man took part in an evolutionary and technological arms race. Man's instruments of warfare became ever more powerful and complex, resulting in the ability to instantly share information worldwide. A new kind of battlefield emerged, and war evolved. None predicted that the tools that created information warfare would forge a united worldwide consciousness. This new consciousness struggled against aggression, pervasive manipulation, and globalist slavery driven by the few at the cost of the many. Dissent and anti-authoritarian ideals came to the fore, as is the pattern of humanity. The elites began to lose control. Desperate, they attempted to subdue the consciousness with a biological agent, but the pathogen mutated, and they had no choice but to contain it using the last tool of all, the final instrument. The wings of Icarus burned in the nuclear fire. Man was toppled from the apex to a hunted, mad animal, only surviving for fear of death. They were almost alive.
Welcome to Tran Plays Almost Alive, an Emir Cerimovic game. Now, this is version 0.447 on July 22nd, 2018. When I finished recording State of Decay 2 yesterday, I went to Steam. I hadn't really logged on since I started playing State of Decay, and I saw this in my Steam queue. Take a look at this. This is the character creation screen, and that's what made me think, I'm going to give this a shot. It's in early access. The game maker said that as he adds more content, he expects to increase the price. Now, I've already done quite a bit of research on this material here. I spent a long time preparing my own spreadsheet because that's how I roll. I don't really dive into anything without thinking about it. So let me show you my spreadsheet. This section here is every ability in the order it is in. So like the first one is Catman, an invisible and camo specialist. It's typed as they have it. So for example, I don't think that's actually how you spell MacGyver. I would probably try to capitalize these. The game maker, he always keeps spelling it Moro instead of morale. I would not normally talk about that, but since morale is such an important part of this game, with the sanity stuff and everything, I think it's important to make sure that as the game develops, it is properly addressed as morale. Anyways, so if you take a look here, Catman will cost me 3 points in balance points. It'll give me 12 points of agility, and an additional skill called Dodge, which here's the description of Dodge in case I wanted to see what it does, and what attribute would be used to buy that skill normally, how much of that attribute I would need, and then how many points during my level up phase I would need. So this I don't expect you to understand yet. Alright. But I have decided, coming up with all my information, what I want to do. So I'm going to, let's see here. By the way, these are all different. So like, you might have a this should be, I will go ahead and autocorrect everything, but you'll have a muscular cyborg here with 5 hand, 5 eye, 5 arm. Okay, that's these stats respectively: dexterity, perception, can't move the mouse, and strength. So another cyborg might have something different. So we'll scroll through these faces until we find another cyborg. Here's one right here. So he gets, for example, 5 agility, 10 dexterity, 5 perception, and 10 strength. However, because he's mature, he gets some stat penalties. I'm thinking maybe this guy, but I kind of want more traits, so maybe I should find a cyborg with more traits. Like this. He's older, so he actually loses points. There was a guy with 5 right here. I wonder if it's dependent on age. It might be dependent on age. Yeah, traits might indeed be dependent on age. So for example, this guy here, he's got lots of stats. Or lots of additional stats. We'll go ahead and just go with this one. Now, I don't know for sure. Haven't played this yet, okay? And that's why I call it Tran Play, because Well, I'm confident I'll win, but I can't guarantee it. I mean, and first off, the game is incomplete, so who knows. Nonetheless, here's how I think you should read this. So pay attention to the bottom section here. It says Fanatic. I get 10 points of agility, but I lose 15 points of wisdom. And then it says Improve Kamikaze. So I think that as I select Kamikaze options or something, in dialogue choices, I think he gets better. So he will move from Fanatic up to Kamikaze, but I'll still keep the balance points. And most importantly, I will increase wisdom. See, you see how I go from minus 15 here? I assume that when I go up a rank, I will get those 5 points back. The reason why this matters is the higher your attribute points. Okay, I wasn't sure the game froze. The higher your attribute points, the more it costs you. So if I take some really heavy hitting penalties, I'll get to buy my attribute points for cheap. That's what I'm predicting. So I'm gonna go ahead and get, actually I'll get it, change order. I'll go in Suicidal and Fanatic. That'll give me lots of balance points. Now, I'm thinking that I will get the following 3 traits. Scientist, General, and Firefighter. If I can get another trait, that would be great. I'm not sure if I want to take the age penalty. Maybe it would be worth thinking about. So that's how you would create a character. So in this case, I would lose 5 points of stats, but I get an extra trait. So that might be worth thinking about. So we'll go ahead and let's see here. Clean, Suicidal, Fanatic. So you'll see in the bottom it says for Mr. Clean. I'm not going to read them all, so you don't have to worry about me boring you with my perspective of character creation right now. But I will give you enough so that you have an idea of what you're walking into. This guy will not use drugs, and that's okay because I don't plan on using any. He'll also get an additional 5 points to endurance, and I get 1 more point in balance to spend. So now that I have an extra trait point, which I think is dependent on my age, and you can't go on, by the way, unless I pick 4 traits pick 4 traits and 3 craziness. So now I can probably get Hitman instead. So we'll get Hitman, Scientist, General, and Firefighter. Okay, I get 1 point left over. Unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do with it. I guess I could undo Clean, but I get 5 extra points of endurance, so it might as well. Okay, so these are my attribute points. If I had more points of balance points from the previous screen, it doesn't seem to change how many attribute points I have. So here are the traits that I had selected earlier. You'll notice this is the level up screen, so you'll be spending a lot more time in this screen than the other one. The other one was just the character creation. This is your level up screen, and I have 26 points to spend. As I rank things up, so if it's higher than 50, like right here, it'll cost me 2 points. And when it gets up to 75, it'll cost me 3 points. You can see the point down here. Since this is below 50, I can raise it up 1 point each. So those penalties I took, like for Fanatic, I can still level this up, and if I ever get out of Fanatic, I should have higher wisdom. So that's something to think about. These circles that are already filled in, those are circles coming from my level up choices, my trait choices. So for example, Scientist gives me this one, which would normally take me 100 intelligence to unlock, and like 12 points. These points. It would cost me 12 of those points in order to unlock King Brain, and I already get 3 attribute points per every level just right now. So as I start the game, this is my already starting benefit. I can see that I think if you were to pick the preset, it will try to pick you one of these attribute paths towards what it thinks you want to be. So for example, you want to be a sneaky dude, it'll probably pick you along this range here with the agility and dexterity side, so you can be, so for example, Death Commando. I would actually suggest maybe doing the opposite for your traits. Here's what I mean. If I wanted to, for example, get Ninja Toes, you can see at the bottom left. I can't really move the mouse over there because I'm going to end up hitting something else and then you'll lose that tooltip. But you'll see that I need 90 feet points, or agility. Okay, if I'm already building up towards that, yes, I'm going to hit that. But let's say that I'm going to meet that requirement. I can just buy it on the way. What if I'm going to be a sneaky person and I don't want to build up, for example, strength, but I want to use full auto? Maybe I want to be a person who uses full auto. So if there was a trait that just gives you full auto for free, I don't have to put in 50 points in strength to unlock full auto. Also, you can skip prerequisites by doing so. For example, this one, this prerequisite, it doesn't say because I now have the skill. Its prerequisite is fast learner. There are certain things in this tree with prerequisites that you can skip. So, for example, here's Jesus. That is a prerequisite for this next skill here, which is tough. You can see down the bottom left, it has a prerequisite skill. However, one of the traits that you can start off with just gives you tough right off the bat. And so you can buy this one, and this one, and this one, and you don't even have to get that, is what I assume. Okay, because it doesn't say Jesus is a prerequisite for this one, and so forth. So I think you could just jump a chain right there. That's what the yellow highlights in my spreadsheet means, is that it's a required thing. For example, copper coordination. This is going to be required if you're going to build up to Death Commando. So if you're thinking about doing Death Commando, maybe go ahead and pick the trait that gives you copper coordination. Alright, so that's what I went into before I ever created my character. Is I was just studying and deciding how I wanted to do this. Here's all these extra stats, kind of a rundown of what you're like. So for example, my character has excellent learning ability, just as a synopsis. As far as sneaking goes, he's average. It's not great, but he's average. The traits give me, the general gives me, you can see that it kind of sparkles a little bit. General gives me Tactician, which doesn't affect the game yet, and Helmet Brain, which I don't really want more craziness, so I'm going to go with Helmet Brain. Hitman gives me better criticals with 20% more damage and full metal jackets. I now puncture walls if I have penetration abilities. I can also maybe get dum-dum bullets. I plan on later in the game building up this way, so I'm going to start with, I haven't decided, but I'm probably going to be a sneaky person. So this is probably what I'm going to build towards. These points here, as it covers blue, is basically my stats. If this is agility and this is endurance, then everything in the middle, you see in the bottom left now, the requirements require both agility and endurance. Alright. Next up we have Firefighter. I get some strength and endurance, but most importantly I get Crowboner. Again, I don't know how useful this will be or if it'll be practical, but I should be able to now break into things. The alternative is to get someone with Lockpicker, but it's fine because I plan on building up this side of the tree. Maybe, I'm not sure. Again, I don't actually know. This is all just theoretical. I'm gonna just get free points on this side by unlocking this stuff here, because I can't even get steroid unless I start building up my strength. That would cost me. I would need 8 points more in strength, so I need 16 points in attribute, plus 4 to buy Crowboner. So finally we have Scientist, and this is the big one. This, I lose a lot of points, but I get it back in Wisdom. And then I get Fast Learner and King Brain. So I'm going to say that Scientist is the most powerful one. I hope it doesn't get nerfed, but I'm going to say Scientist is the most powerful one. I not only get experience faster, but I get more attribute points. I think 51 is the maximum level in the game. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start spending my points. Wonder what happens if I try to exit without spending my points. Let's see here. Wisdom penalty and penalty. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go start putting in some points in Wisdom. So that way if I upgrade for Fanatic, I will have taken full advantage of that. So you see now that at 75, it will cost me 3 points each. I'm going to do the same thing for Dexterity, because this here reduces my Dexterity by 15. So I would otherwise have 60 Dexterity. I'm going to go ahead and put in points in this. And put in some points in this, because none of these will affect me negatively in Agility. But since I do plan on building this way, might as well. Alright, now I have 5 points. I don't have enough to spend on any of these, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. I don't know if it'll allow me to save my points over, though. So that is something to think about. I'm going to go ahead and hit plus and hope that it saves my points. If not, I guess I'll just go to the character creation screen again. Oh, I forgot to pick my name. I wonder if I get to keep everything. We're going to name him Tran. Okay, so I lost everything. Well, that's okay. So let's go, and I hope that I get my attribute points when I begin the game. Now this first part is a dream segment. It's like a tutorial, and it doesn't really matter if you complete it or not, but I will go ahead and complete it for you. You have been judged guilty of treason. You gave us no other options. Sarge, put a bag on his head and execute the sentence. I'm sorry, brother. I must follow the orders. We're under attack. I shall report to my superiors. Okay, so I'm sad, apparently. My morale is very down because I'm a person who is suicidal, so that's something to be aware of. Now, here's all these other things I can hover over, but it is important to note that I am sad. So I should be building that up. You'll see here that my stats are nowhere what they resembled earlier, and my attribute points are at 0, but I'm level 51. It's not a cheat. This is basically God mode for tutorial. I do favorite tutorials like this, however. It says current level 501 down at the bottom. I do favorite tutorials like this, however, because it kind of lets you see what the game's like and gives you a feel for what you want to build. I would personally suggest that this tutorial take place before the character creation, so you have an idea of what you want to build. I have seen some people play this tutorial, and none of them have made it to the end. Well, we're going to change that here. And now here's my inventory, and I'm really just going to use this. Well, I'm not going to worry about the stats right now. We'll talk about that later. Here's my quick bar. I can select that by hitting Q, so you can see here it switches to nothing. And then there's my stim pack. I can activate it by hitting F. These are my guns. Hold on, let me go to controls. So this is what the control scheme looks like. I'll go and flip out of it for now because I want to go to options. And toggle right click is what I want. Right now, mouse wheel will allow me to switch weapons, so we're going to do that. So I can now switch to my shotgun if I wanted, and my assault rifle otherwise. By hitting tab or clicking this button here, I can activate these little icons. So I'm going to leave the game like that. Although it looks less immersive, I will be able to have access to seeing everything. So here we can see that the armor that I'm wearing is called the Dreadnought Mark II. So in the comparison, that's on the one on the right. On the left, I have something that will give me more high caliber protection, but less energy protection. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and switch to this. I don't know what the enemy is using, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch to this for the time being. Now, since this is the beginning of the game, it doesn't actually matter too much what you end up doing because you're going to lose all your inventory. So I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about it. But you should try to make it through, I mean, if you care about that sort of thing. There's nothing here that I want. Let's keep going. I feel weird, just like if it was all a dream. Or is that actually something that happened to me? Okay, so here's some more guns, and I'm just going to take the heavy assault ammo. By holding shift, it changes my mouse cursor to swapping things around, so I can, for example, drop that off. Nothing that I particularly want out of that. Can I use that? Stealth bonus. I'm gonna equip these. Hitting this button will automatically arrange my backpack. And let's go ahead and put these in my quick bar. I think it automatically will cycle through it because it says here 4. Now I could switch out my gear, but I'm okay with this one. You'll notice that I'm able to aim with the heavy kaput A2 better than I can with the Windsor, and it's better to actually hit your target. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, guitar. Now you don't again have to worry too much about looting everything. I'm just kind of showing things around. There's nothing here that I particularly want. I guess maybe I'll eat some food. That might raise my morale. I don't think it did. Maybe suicidal's a bit too much for me. Actually, you know what? Let's get the C4. Tear gas. Doesn't seem to actually... Okay, well...
Soldiers, get ready to defend our freedom. Those rats want to take what's ours. Ready weapons. Defend the outpost from those terrorists that call themselves soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Get into positions.
Cover is your friend. Throwing grenade! Attackers are all dead. I shall report back to the officer. I have done what Colonel God asked. I should go back to talk to him. So if you were hurt, which I don't think I was, but if you were hurt, you would talk to this guy right here, and he'll heal you up for free. Hey, I'm the Sawbones around here. If you're dying, come see me. I'll patch up whatever I can. Thanks. I'll come and see you if I need healing. So what's broke? Show me on this doll where it hurts, son. Actually, I'm fine. I was just checking it. See you later. It's not much that I really need, but I'll go and grab all these weapon grenades. Don't get used to this much storage space. Okay, there's nothing really here that I wanted.
Good job, soldier, but this ain't the end of it. It's time to counterattack. Here, take this long arm and teach them how to die.
Sir, if you say so, sir.
We need to eliminate their chain of command, and that is priority number 1, son. An enemy without a head is no longer an enemy. Move into our forward position. Report to a CO when you are ready to engage the enemy.
Whatever you fancy, sir. So he gave me a nuke rainer. You've earned a new weapon. To equip it, open your inventory by pressing I or click the backspace icon in the upper left menu, and then here I can go through all this other stuff I missed. You can throw further with high strength and more precisely with high dexterity. Some skills will improve both. Shot putter skill will allow you to throw mines and explosives like it was a grenade. You have spotted a threat. Click right mouse button to go into combat mode. Aim your target and left click to use the equipped weapon once you are aiming. Now to move around, click somewhere when not in combat mode and use keys WSAD or arrow keys. Hold shift or double click to sprint. In combat mode, you can only move by using keys WSAD or arrow keys. You can still move faster by holding down shift. Hey there, Wastelander. Check the options in the main menu. Click the button in the upper left corner or press escape to go to the options. So right now I'm in sneaking mode. Why is my morale so down now? Maybe I can't handle suicidal. I may have to try and create another character. No, you can destroy the environment. I can like knock down this door. But first I'm gonna peek inside. It doesn't look like there's anybody inside still alive. think I got them both because there's 2 skulls in there. Now, dying is real easy, so that's why I'm playing cautiously. Apparently I didn't have a grenade equipped, so I just roundhoused. Have a mine. And then we'll put some... I actually got Apocalypso in there. Tear gas here. Impotently miss everything. That's okay. Let's try again. Whoops. I hit C because I was trying to... My bad. I was trying to strafe away. I've done what Colonel God asked. I should go back to talk to him. The last guy actually hit me. And if I wanted to, I could talk to this guy and heal up. Like this. So you see my red bar over here? This whole area. I need to get back into action. And then I'm healthy. As far as I know, it doesn't cost me anything. Though I'm still sad. So I need to figure out how to get out of that. But that's okay for right now.
Those corpses have some interesting loot. Is that one still moving?
Are you okay, sir?
Looks almost alive to me. He's even talking to himself in his sleep.
I knew this was a dream. Achievement unlocked. I remember. And then my God mode time is over. I'm now back to level 1. Let's see if I have those 5 attribute points. If not, I'll just recreate without the suicidal trait. So that was a dream. I have a bag on my head. Why? Can't remember anything. My head hurts badly. What happened to me? Who am I? Look, he's standing up. Look here. Camp. Rest save. So since a lot of people seem to be missing that, just be aware that if you want to save your game, you have to camp. So at this point, the game has saved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the recording has gone fine. Let's see here. And I still got my 5 attribute points. Good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead now. Give me a second. I'm going to check my recording and make sure that everything's working well.